Hi everyone, and welcome to the General Hospital recap for September 11th, 2017. As always, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos or recaps. Before we get started, I just want to take a moment. Today is the 16-year anniversary since the September 11th attacks. I am in the tri-state area. Our area was very affected, and it's been a little bit of a day so far. So I just want to take a moment to acknowledge the day, and now let's do today's recap. At the MetroCourt, Valentin is still trying to get Ava to sign the papers. She calls it the devil's bargain. Lulu's watching this whole exchange, by the way, because she's like, what's going on? Valentin is losing patience with Ava. He goes to grab the paper, and Ava stops him, and then Lulu comes over and is like, what's happening here? What's going on? Like, I have to know. Valentin says that it's business, and Lulu asks Ava why she's doing business with the person who killed Nicholas, because Nicholas meant so much to her, and Ava covers with the tapestry story and that Valentin wanted to buy this tapestry that she had in inventory. They both use that as cover, and with everything going on, Ava signs the papers, shakes hands with Valentin, and Valentin goes off on his way, and Lulu's like, literally question marks all over her face. So Ava, at this point, I wasn't sure if she actually signed the paper, but turns out she did sign the paper. So this is what she's gonna do. And after Valentin leaves, Lulu asks her what this whole thing was all about. Ava keeps the cover going. Lulu isn't totally buying it. She doesn't want Ava to waste the second chance that Nicholas gave her, and Ava says that she wouldn't dishonor Nicholas like that, but Nicholas would understand what she lost in the fire, and Ava says that she needs to be herself again. Tensions ease a little bit. Lulu thanks Ava on behalf of Spencer and Laura. It means so much to her family that they're going to get some justice for Nicholas from Valentin, and she's really grateful. And honestly, if Ava wasn't already feeling bad, she should feel horrible now. Valentin makes a call. He says they're all set. It's the clinic. He wants Ava dealt with like they talked about. And if it's anything like he dealt with Claudette, I think Ava's going to realize she made a horrible decision and she might not come back to Port Charles. I'm not happy about that because it's not fair for Spencer. But me personally, no, they wouldn't get her. More West is too amazing for them to take her off the canvas, alright? Let's all be honest. At Lante's, Dante is setting up for Rocco's birthday. Olivia comes over, Rocco and Charlotte come out, and they're also getting ready and cleaning up. Dante tells Olivia that Valentin isn't going anywhere anytime soon, and she assures him that Charlotte is gonna want Dante in his life and have him. He'll be there for her, but they're gonna have to coexist with Valentin. And Dante says that Valentin's not exactly making that easy. Lulu comes home. She's happy in this moment, but tells Dante Valentin and Nina are back together, and he was all huddled up with Ava, and Lulu's still skeptical as to what they were talking about. And she's worried about the custody impact, because if Valentin is found guilty at the civil hearing, the judge, or at the civil trial, the judge would have to take that into consideration. And this whole meeting with Ava, really the civil case hinges on Ava, so she's just feeling a lot of feelings. And then once you know it, Valentin comes over with a gift for Rocco. So Rocco asks if he can open the gift, and at this point I should tell you that Olivia, Dante, and Lulu were talking about this video game that Rocco wanted that was a little bit above his age, but it almost sounds like a maybe World of Warcraft type thing. I don't know. Anyway, Olivia plays it. But in any event, it's a little bit on the pricier side, but Rocco and Lulu Dante and Lulu did wind up getting it for him, and Olivia's like, hey, next time tell me, because then I can spoil him with it. And they're like, oh, you just want to be, the grandma that spoils the kids. So if you don't already see where this is going, Rocco asks if he can open his gift, and once you know it, it's the video game he wanted that Lulu and Dante had gotten him. But now he's all thankful to Valentin for getting him this video game, and Lulu and Dante are like, are you serious right now? In their heads. And then Charlotte doesn't want Valentin to go, and Lulu is on to him. At Elizabeth's, and we really need to come up with a new name because now it's Elizabeth and Franco's place, so I like, doing names. Kiki comes over. She brings over the promo for the art exhibit. It's To Hell and Back, a retrospective, and it's very, dark. And Franco feels that he hasn't exactly made it back yet. He's visiting his mother today. Isn't that lovely? So Kiki doesn't want him to go there. And he asks her how Jason is doing, and she really can't say, but after some talk, she budges. Basically, there's no improvements. Franco thinks that he and Jason may be connected outside of Elizabeth and Jake, and he's not going back to the obsession. This is a whole new thing he's dealing with, but Kiki's still skeptical on how Heather can help, and he says he'll fill her in when he knows more, because right now he knows pretty much no more than she knows. At Ava's, Ava calls and leaves a voicemail for Valentin asking for the itinerary. She's packed and ready to go, but she needs to know some details, and Kiki comes over. She wants Ava to come out with her and, maybe go get something to eat, and then notices that Ava has bags packed. So she asks where she's going, and Ava says that she's going to a spa, and Kiki's like, where? And she's like, in St. Petersburg, Florida. They specialize in conditions like hers, and she's branching out like Kiki wanted her to, and Kiki's like, oh, well, I'll come with you, it'll be fun. And Ava's like, no, you're in the med program, and you need to get that done. I don't want to, bother you with this. And then Kiki asks what Dr. Hoffman and Griffin think about this, and turns out she didn't tell them. Why? And Kiki's like, what happened? You and Griffin were like, hey. Ava says that it's a friendship based on compassion, and she wants more than that. She wants people who just see her outside of the condition, and she can joke, and they don't have to worry about her going off the deep end. So Kiki knows there's something else going on, but Ava won't say, and then she gets Kiki out of there. At General Hospital, Sam is telling Jason little stories and how the kids are doing. Again, they're not showing his face, and we all know what that means. Elizabeth and Griffin come in. Elizabeth tells Sam that she needs a break, and Griffin needs to do some exams, so now would be the perfect time to stretch your legs, maybe go home, but Sam won't budge. Outside the room, Sunny is on the phone getting some people together. By the way, Carly walks up to him, and her makeup and hair is absolutely on point and amazing today. I usually don't point out stuff like that, but I was just like, oh, I must point this out. Anyway, Sunny talked with the 5 families, and they're happy that he's keeping his territories. They like the balance, and Carly tells him that she and Jocelyn are moving back in, and Sunny's like, actually, no. With everything going on right now, it's just maybe not the best time, and even now he's having her house watched and all the kids watched, and she tells him if that's what you feel is necessary, and then she starts to say if Jason doesn't, and once you know, that's when Sam comes out and wants her to finish the sentence, because Sam's convinced if Jason doesn't get through this. Carly thinks Jason's gonna die, and they're like, no, he's fighting through this, and Sam is like, no, don't patronize me. She needs sleep, she needs to eat, she's just very out of it, pretty much. Griffin wants a word with Sam, and Sam's like, no, just tell all of us, because they'll hound me to get the information, so you might as well tell all 3 of us. Well, bottom line is, the longer Jason's in the coma, the less likely he is to recover. He's completely unresponsive right now, and maybe long-term care should be talked about. And she's like, no. What, you want to, take him away and, just... No, she's fighting for him, and Sunny's like, hey Griffin, can I talk to you? And Sam asks if Jason can hear her when she talks, and they're like, yes, he can. So Liz tries to empathize with Sam, and Sam's like, no, don't do that. You don't understand. You get to go home to the person you love, but my whole world is laying in that hospital bed. And Carly tries to calm that whole thing down, but that makes Sam even double down on it. And now she is taking into account all the time that Elizabeth stole from her and Jason and her family, and how it was just basically a countdown. And she's really going after Elizabeth. And Carly tells Sam to stop, because then she started going after Carly, and that she needs to get her head on straight. The time is gone, that's gone, and she just needs to focus on now and moving forward. And Sam feels personally attacked by the thought of putting Jason in long-term care, because it's what, you don't think I can take care of him? And then she twists it around that Carly wants to be the one to take care of him and take Jason away from her again. And while this whole thing was going on, I was thinking, now I'm probably wrong, but we've all pretty much decided that they're not showing Jason's face because he's going to magically come back as Steve Burton. But so let's just go under that assumption for a second. Do you think, especially now with this whole, the way the Sunny thing resolved, do you think much like when he woke up from the car accident, when he was Jason Quartermain, or even with the stuff Helena put him through, is he gonna wake up as Steve Burton's Jason Morgan? because that would be kind of a way around this whole Billy Miller's Jason versus Steve Burton's Jason. Because if there's anything we can both agree on, love him. I don't think anyone really hates Billy Miller, but if you love him, you don't like him, you rather this guy, you rather that guy, it's that Billy Miller and Steve Burton's Jasons are very different. So that's one way I see them getting around this whole thing. And then I don't know what they're doing with Billy Miller. I love him. I don't know what they're doing with him. So let's move on. Back at the MetroCourt, Sonny invited Griffin for like a drink at the MetroCourt, and he's asking him a spiritual. I can't say it. Spiritual. He's asking him a spiritual question. Oh, I said it. He asks why he wasn't punished. Why was Jason the one punished for his choices? Or for Sonny's choices. And Griffin doesn't really want to speak for God, because, like, that's, like, a little presumptuous. But Sonny basically then is like, look, talk to me plain, talk to me as Duke's son. And, you know, it's hard to walk away from a life you built and start over. That's what Griffin's telling him. But you can get really far in that life and still feel like you failed. And that's his words of wisdom on this. At Darkham Asylum, by the way, we're in the pitch dark right now. Franco brought a BLT for Heather. A guard comes in. Turns out she's declining his visit. He asks the guard to bring her the BLT and be like, hey, woo. And he gives the guard the picture to show Heather. It's a picture of him and Jason. And he'll be back every week with a BLT. She just needs to meet with him. But turns out Heather still won't come out. But thanks for the sandwich. She didn't say anything about the picture. The guard gives Franco the picture back. And now end scene. Valentin won't stay, even though Charlotte invited him to stay. And he also says he wants to schedule the custody hearing as soon as possible. And Lou doesn't really think that's good news. Ava thinks about what Griffin said to her about appearance not like being the end-all be-all, and then she thinks about Carly and Sam, and Carly like digging into her, and Sam telling her to reclaim her life, and then Valentin, and will she go through with this? And then it's Griffin again calling her a survivor, and that she's cared about, and Kiki being happy with her. By the way, my personal belief is that Ava will lose. Maybe not, I don't know. When it comes to Griffin, I don't know, because he's very forgiving and redemption. But I feel like at the very least, Kiki, if she does this, because basically abandoning her promise to Spencer is wrong. And she's losing the last bit of integrity that she had. And Kiki's going to be so disappointed with her, because this is supposed to be her new leaf. And I hope at the very least Kiki shuts her out if she does do this, because this isn't right. And did she forget about the promise Sonny made to her? Or maybe she's thinking, oh, Sonny will get out so he can't go after me. He doesn't have the means to. But Ava vows that she'll be living. She'll be truly living when she gets back, and there'll be no more hiding. Sonny asks Griffin if he's thinking about leaving the priesthood. Okay, so if it's like a personal, like obviously everyone's entitled to their own personal choices, and he feels that's what's best, blah, blah, blah. But if Ava's tied up in all this, I really, like, if they go there, I'm like, this needs to turn into a support group over here, okay? Carly wants Sam to get some rest, and she'll call in Alexis. She'll call in everyone and anyone if she has to get Sam out of here. But Sam won't let Carly take Jason away again, and the whole thing is seeming very much like how she was when she was sick. But I don't think she's sick. I think she just desperately needs her rest and to eat and to reset, because people get irritable and stuff when they don't have enough rest or food in them. Not speaking from personal experience over the last 2 days, of course. Thank you so much for watching today's Drama Hospital recap. I'm going to turn the filter off real fast so you can get a real appreciation for the pitch dark that we have out here. So dark. I'm facing my fears. I have 2 lamps set up. It's a whole thing, guys. It really is. Oh, real fast before we go, if any of our viewers are in Florida, and I was gonna say it for Texas, but again, I was catching up, that have been affected by the hurricane or have to evacuate, I hope you're all safe where you are and that you can get back to your homes. We had Sandy 5 years ago, and I know this is like, my experience is dwarfed in comparison to what's going on down there 100 million times over. But just from my little experience, I can't even imagine what you all are going through down there. So hope you're safe, hope you're able to get back home, hope you're hunkered down where you can hunker down. All my friends who live in Florida, thankfully, are all safe. One didn't even lose power, the other one hasn't had power for about 2 days now, and a few more it's no power. My one friend has power, and that's about it out of like 10 that live in Florida. But in any event, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow for more German Hospital. Okay, bye.